Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast, and let's talk about the gang, y'all. I am actually trying to watch it as I do this, so a lot of stuff I'm not gonna know ahead of time, so it's okay. Um, just initial reaction. That's what I'm giving you guys. So basically, we are first off being introduced to Candy's cousins, who are like her babies, she said. And they're first cousins. They're not brothers, but they live together now. And Patrick apparently is um, the playboy of the family, I guess. And he's in charge of the parking lot. And apparently, the OLG gang opened up right where he lives, like right behind his parking lot. So it's all the same parking lot. And he said he loves that parking lot. He also said he wants to eventually take care of the whole family like Kandi. And I'm like, being the parking lot manager. Okay, listen, goals. All right. The other one works in the kitchen, and Kandi feels like Todd is too rough on him. Todd is like, he a grown ass man. And then he was finna say he a big boy, but he rethought it. But yeah, Kandi is just a softie. I swear to God, I don't know how she makes any money. Then we see Dom on a date. I think I may have missed some of you guys because I thought that I would be able to pause and then rewind it or whatever, but it just picked up where it left off. So I'm not sure if I missed anything. Sorry if I did. You guys can let me know in the comments. But I picked up where we are on a date with Dom and the old manager. What's his name? Brandon? Something like that. And he's talking about being a manager still. Is he still a manager? Because I thought Patrick came in and took over for him. I don't know. But they're she asked what he want. He's like, I want to date you. She said it could be complicated because they work together. He's not worried about it. Her face is gold. Like, I don't know what's going on with her foundation or whatever, but her face is gold. Like, it's literally gold. And they get up, they give a hug. I don't know if he was really trying to kiss her or what, but she put her whole finger and stuff all in his mouth and his face, and I'm like, girl, it's a whole pandemic. I'm gonna need you to get your finger out my mouth. And she's like, no, no kisses. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we know they gonna get it in for sure, but I guess we taking our time getting there. Lauren's house, he's giving a little get together. Who comes in? Chandrika, and she has on a cute little dress. He's like, oh, look at you. She's doing this whole turnaround thing. I'm like, girl, he doesn't like all of that. But he was like, yeah, okay, look at your booty. She's asking for the food. He got a charcuterie board. She's like, that's for rabbits. And then in comes Dom, and she has a dog. And he was like, yo, dog. But then he spotted the flowers. She brought flowers for him. That was sweet. We also found out that Torin did not get paid for doing the reunion event. What the fuck is wrong with Kandi? Like, really, why is she expecting all these people to work for her for free? Didn't she have a case where somebody said he wasn't paid? I swear to God. And yep, she did, because Phaedra was being messy and talked to him or whatever. She told him she couldn't represent him, but I can believe him now because Kandi is really tripping. He said it's fine because he's trying to get his old job back, but that's not cool. Lauren asking Chandrika who she dating, and she's like, I ain't gotta tell y'all. No, not Chandrika, Dom. And Chandrika's like, oh, you was drunk, so you don't remember. But she never told what she said. So we also find out that everybody fucked somebody at the old lady gang, Torin included. Melvin go to his grandma's house, which is Bertha, and he's helping her cook or whatever. Y'all, why her house look like that? Candy got too much money for her house to look like that. I mean, but she looked like she might be a little bit of a hoarder, you guys. She got a lot of stuff. Like old people just have a lot of stuff. But yeah, apparently Melvin loves spending time with his grandparents, and he just loves family, and the family loves him. All right, so we also learned that her cousin Kim, who is Bertha's daughter, used to work at the restaurant, and for some reason Kandi wants her to come back. I don't know why she wants everybody who was there and left to come back, but she does. And apparently she left because she got into it with Mama Joyce, and I'm like, who didn't get into it? Who don't get into it? So apparently she got into it with Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce is then talking to Aunt Nora and saying that, and I'm calling her Aunt Nora. She is not my Aunt Nora. That is Candy's Aunt Nora. But I like Aunt Nora. Aunt Nora is the oldest one. She looks the best, and she's just so easygoing. I like Aunt Nora. But Mama Joyce is explaining to Aunt Nora how when Kim left, she asked who's coming with me, trying to take other employees. And she's like, you just don't do family like that. And I'm like, is she really saying how you do family? And this girl is family? And we're about to find out that you cussed her all the way out. Like, something is off with Kandi's mom. I mean, we all know it, and we've been knowing it for years now. And it's good for TV, but it's not good in real life. Like, in real life, I feel sorry for Kandi because something is really off with her mom. And to have to live with her and go through that forever, like her entire life, something's off with her mom. Poor Kandi. Oh, let's also talk about the fact that I don't think Todd really likes her cousin Melvin for real, because he's like, she's saying in the confessional that he went to culinary school, and Todd is like, yeah, you sent him to culinary school. And I'm like, Todd, quit counting her money. She probably sent him to culinary school before you even came around. I could be wrong, but still, Todd, calm down. I don't know if he just be playing with this guy or what, but yeah, she said he's hard on him, and I can see it a little bit, again, unless he's just playing with him. But Melvin seems like a sweetheart. I can see why the whole family likes him. So far. I'll just say so far. Brian back, and he look a whole fool with this pink bandana and and this whole toupee, his whole jean outfit. Girl, he look a mess. Okay, so apparently everybody loves Brian, and after looking a little while and getting a little bit of his personality, I can see why. Brian is cool, people. The aunties love him, Mama Joyce love him. He's like, what am I supposed to be doing? Here comes Philip. And I think I called him Patrick earlier. I'm just going to stick to calling him my baby. And yes, I know that Philip does not play for my team. It's okay. I'm still going to call him my baby, because all of that power and all of that aggressiveness and all of that manliness, I don't care that he goes the other way. He's manly, and I like that shit. So we're going to go with that. But he's talking to Brian, and Brian's like, I usually do upstairs and downstairs. He's like, I'm going to tell you what you're going to be doing. And Brian's like, okay. But I think they might get along and might be good for each other, because I feel like, and like Philip said, he's going to be able to reel him back in. It seems like Brian is a scatterbrain. Brian is everywhere trying to do kind of everything. And I really do feel like, Philip is going to like him. Brian was like, they're going to go out and have drinks. He asked Philip, do you go out? He said, no, not with you guys. Philip, now, I don't like the way he be kind of talking down to people too. He does do that. I've seen a lot of reviewers say that, especially when he called Chandrika, whatever her name is, hourly. And that was talking down, and the way he comes off, it's like he looks down. But I get it that he's the manager and he just want to keep it separate. He could just kind of say that, but I mean, you can't tell people how to talk. But he's like, no, he's not going out to have a drink with them. And in the confessional, Brian is like, yeah, Philip, he's an asshole. He fine though. I'm like, you better believe it. Yes, he is. Damn it, Philip got Felipe, and we get to see him. And Felipe is fine as well. Whatever. Felipe, that the people think he's mean. Felipe's like, yeah, you are mean. And he's like, no, I'm just playing, because he looks scared. Philip's mom he looked just like his mom. And unfortunately, we learned that he lost her about a year ago. You know what I like about this show? I like the fact that they kind of going into the background of all these people. And everybody has been kind of comparing Portia's show with Kandi's show. And I just think it's done completely and totally differently. Kandi knows how to do a show where she really is giving us background. And we didn't get any background on any of Portia's family members. So we were not connected to anybody, or at least I could speak for myself. I wasn't connected to anybody on that show, Portia included. We find out that Torrin and Brian tugged and pulled, but it didn't work out because Torrin's dick is too big. Oh my gosh. Oh, hey, Torrin. Rashad is there. Chandrika's there, and so is, what's her name? Dom. I don't know why I keep forgetting her name, but yeah, they're all out having drinks. Except Brian no longer drinks because at the pandemic, he found out he had a problem. So he's no longer drinking. Oh, and Brandon shows up. Brandon goes to hug Dom. I don't think he hugged anybody else, but everybody picked up on it. So Candy's was it nephew, cousin, whatever, Patrick came in, and we could tell right away that him and Shandrika had something going on. The way she was smiling. Apparently though, they tried it out for like 4 months and nothing really happened. She was like he was no good. So I guess he was no good in bed. And she couldn't deal with him. He said he has a cougar now, and she is engaged with somebody that she has been engaged to for 2 years. And I'm like, girl, you ever heard of should I get off the pot? Like, how long are we going to be engaged? Let's talk about it. So they sitting around pretty much complaining about the place, and I mean, that's what employees do when they get together. But you have her whole family member here, and he's sitting there looking uncomfortable. He's smiling. He's not saying anything. And in his confessional, he's like, "Listen, they better not say the wrong thing." And I'm like, they don't care. We also find out that Chandrika is only making $12 an hour. Y'all, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Kandi, this is not making you look good at all. Like, at all. I don't want to go there. Now, I would never want to work for you. I would never want to give her business any business because she doesn't pay her people. She does, like, it's ridiculous. What else did we find out during this whole conversation? They were talking about Phil and Philip and how long he's going to be there. They asked Chandrika because she's usually good. And she's like, well, he has ties to Todd and Kandi, and they kind of like him, so I can't really call it. And Torrin is like, listen, doesn't sound too great, but I want to meet him on my own. And I'm like, he fine, so he gonna win you. You gonna be like whatever you say. Um, but I thought it was cool that Brandon was just like, listen, his style of um management is brash or whatever, and it's not what a lot of people would do, but his way is just like, listen, get with it or get lost. And it really is. I don't think he means any harm. That's just who he is. Now we at Candy's house, and the family is coming for the intervention. She is getting these pops together, you guys. And yes, I said pops because I'm from Chicago. We say pops. But she's getting the pops together, and they look like they generic pops, y'all. They didn't look like Sprite and stuff. Like, I don't know. Y'all tell me. But all her cousins are older. It's so funny. There's a cousin Winnie that's there, and I guess she's gonna be the mediator. But her cousin Kim is an older woman as well too, so she definitely has a lot of older cousins. But I mean, I guess her aunties are old as hell. Oh, cousin Kim started talking. She complained about Mama Joyce, and she say, "Listen, when she was leaving, the last time I talked to Aunt Joyce, she told me." And she picks up her phone and she tries to look for what she said, and she's like, "I got it." Everybody looked irritated as all get out. Kim says that Mama Joyce said this my motherfucking kitchen. She keeps saying, "I never said it's my motherfucking kitchen. I never said it's my motherfucking kitchen." Oh, this family meeting was a whole mess. All you had was old ladies getting ready to fight. It was hilarious though. So as they're getting into it and everything and talking about things, Kandi come with the shout out to Rocks, the broke cry talk. What upset me was the fact that they said you was trying to take other people with them, like she was getting ready to cry. And Kim is like, I never said that. Nora's looking like, girl, please. And she's like, Nora's over there like, but she wasn't there. And Nora's like, I'm just going off of what Joyce told me. And I'm like, Nora, you can't really go off of what Joyce told you because Joyce be talking about the streets. The streets is talking, and she don't even know who the streets is. So you can't go off on Mama Joyce. With that, the whole, like, all hell breaks loose with them two. And Nora stands up. The problem with them is when they get into it, they stand up. So Nora stands up, Kim stands up, and she's like, what you want to do? Which is ridiculous because I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't care what the situation is. You are the niece, and I don't care how out of pocket your aunt is being. You don't ever stand up to her like that and be like, but I mean, Nora did say, I throw you down like I did before. But you don't ever be that disrespectful that you stand up to your aunt like that. Like, I'm sorry, like you ready to fight your aunt? And then her cousin Winnie was just going crazy. She's like, oh my God, we got to get along. We got to get together. I'm like, somebody get Winnie. Somebody get Winnie. But Mama Joy said, listen, I bought some sandwiches. I bought some chicken. And when I tell you them old ladies ran over there to get that chicken, and Kandi and Winnie started laughing like they was just fighting, and now they like killing this chicken. It was ridiculous. Then we cut back to the restaurant. I guess it's the next day. And Patrick comes in and he tells Kandi, listen, I went out with all of them and they was talking about you and talking about the consistency of the food is not there and they don't get paid enough. And she's like, who? And then we go to commercial and he's looking like he don't want to say. I'm like, oh no, tell it. Tell it. Okay, so he told it. He told it with Chandrika. And Kandi said, listen, Chandrika's don't actually show up, so maybe she should say it to us. And I'm like, first of all, too, Chandrika, who talks about money? Y'all, I grew up knowing you don't talk about money. I will never sit with employees or coworkers or other managers and tell them what I get. You ain't ever got to worry about me talking money to any of these people, period. So Torin meets up with Don Juan and he tells him that he looks like Easter Sunday. He comes in with white pants and little yellow sweater on. It's cute. Now, did Don Juan ever come out? I don't know. Like, is he out or is he not gay for real? Like, I don't know. I don't care. Again, I don't care about people who are gay. That's fine. But is he out? For real, for real. In the confessional, Don Juan says that he doesn't like the way Torin left. It was very unprofessional and he has an issue with that. He said that he actually didn't say anything or something. And then he called and said he had COVID, couldn't come in, he was done. And then Don Juan sees him on Instagram at some kind of festival or whatever. He said it was people everywhere. They showed him on like a lawn chair or whatever. So apparently, Don Juan said, listen, but we're like brothers. We're cool. So I'm going to get over it. But yeah, I still have a tiny issue with that. So Torin goes over to the old lady gang. He said he was going to take some specs and everything. When he walks in, Philip is there. And yeah, they finally meet and it doesn't go well. Torin is very flippant. He is coming at Phil. He's trying to talk to him. And has the tape measure and everything. And Philip is like, when I'm talking to you, I would like to talk to your face. And yeah, they just kind of go back and forth. It's ridiculous. And Philip is pretty much winning in terms of, Torin is telling his resume and his background. And then he's like, and you have yet to say who you are. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to tell my experience or anything because I don't have to. I'm not applying for a job. And then Torin is like, well, I'm not either because I'm back per Kandi. And Philip is just like, listen, it's obvious that he's talked to the other employees and he came in with a preconceived notion about me and, thinking he's going to check me and that he is not going to do. But, we'll see what happens. That was the end of the episode. It was pretty good. I was entertained the entire time. So, okay, kudos, Kandi. If you are still here, I appreciate you. You are the real MVP. Thank you. If you have yet to subscribe, please do. I would appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.